Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Smitty from DetroitMavs.com. I know it's been a while since the Lions got that ass beat at Ford Field on Thursday, Thanksgiving, but I needed some time to gather my thoughts about how the game actually went for me. Of course, the Ndamukong Suh thing is standing out, and to address that, I think that playing defensive tackle, you get in a lot of piles where you do a lot of dirty stuff. I don't care if it's pinching, scratching, clawing, and slamming helmets down. And Ndamukong Suh is taking it to a level where it spills over not only after the whistle, but well into where the calm usually happens after the storm. But like I said before, I really think the slamming of the player's helmet into the turf is actually worse than the kick itself, because the kick is more blatant, and it's late after the fact. Everybody looks at that like, oh, he's doing the Albert Haynesworth. He didn't look down in my man's face and step on it. He was trying to kick him off of him. No, I'm not saying that it was acceptable. Regardless, it was a kick. It's no different than a child, kicking a kid in the playground. It's just something you just can't do. So I'm hoping that Mayhew, Schwartz, and maybe even Tyler Warren sit this guy down and actually have a talk with him, because he's hurting the team. And not in the sense of wins and losses, but, the reputation is building, and it's getting worse, and it has to stop at some point. So I'm gonna leave that at that. You'll hear more from me on Detroit Management Radio. The key injuries, of course, really hurt the Lions because they were in the game, very much so. Chris Houston, to me, was the worst one, because Aaron Rodgers went after McDonald just on a regular basis. It didn't matter who he was checking. Kevin Smith did not help, because I believe that the Lions could have ran the football on Green Bay all day. And then, of course, Louis Delmas. The play action pass, they got them the 70-yard touch. They got Green Bay the 70-yard touchdown. That hurt. So it was an obvious chess match that Green Bay won. It won't show up on paper, of course. No moral victories. I'm not making excuses, but as a collective team, the Lions can play with Green Bay. Do I think they can beat them? Yeah. Of course, the suspension is going to affect things. Whether the players that were hurt come back and play well, they do have 10 days to clean up, some of those injuries and lick their wounds and everything before they go out to New Orleans next Sunday night. But collectively, to me it's almost along the lines of the Chicago game. We really don't know what to take from this game. Of course, Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions. Actually, he threw 5, and 2 weren't picked off. But at the same time, you get a batted ball interception, or the one that Charles Woodson took from Brandon Pettigrew. Those are, I'm not gonna say that they're not his fault, but hey, you got to live with that. And there were so many elements to the game that could have told why the Lions lost. But it's just like a equalizer. All of them have different attributes, and all of them are part of the beat to the drum. So it's just sad that right now they're on the outside looking in as far as the playoff picture is concerned. Atlanta and Chicago are both up, and tonight New Orleans and the New York Giants go face to face, and I would have to look at the standings to know whether or not I want a certain team to win, because Green Bay is running away with it. You got the divisional winners with San Francisco, and I think Dallas is out front. New Orleans and Atlanta may be neck and neck, but you haven't beat any of those teams yet. You've beaten Dallas, but if they win the division, that's irrelevant. You can't play the Giants, and they're in position to get a wild card. You lost to Atlanta, and that may be your demise for not making the playoffs. So, those are some things that we're going to chop it up about on Detroit Management Radio. So, hopefully we can clean this thing up. And, they got to at least get 3 more games. It's going to be hard. I don't know. And they can get 4, but, it's inconsistent as the Lions are right now. I don't know what to say about whether or not they're going to make the playoffs. So, that's it. As always, Smitty from DetroitManagement.com. Check me out on Twitter, SmittyDMR, and I'll holler at y'all.